I've been waiting to do this one. It's been a while since I made one of these videos. I wanted to do it like a couple months back, but I just never found time. I was absolutely cooking myself on my YouTube channel. I was not posting, but I am back here, and I finally found the right time to do this video. This is, if you could not already tell from the title of this video, this is the original plans of the WrestleMania 7 match card for me, and most of these matches, this it's gonna be what happened, like most of these matches, but there will be matches that never seen the light of day, and that will definitely have some explaining here. So yeah, I did this with WrestleMania 6, I did this with WrestleMania 5. In a way, I did it with the Money in the Bank winner, and I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna probably do one about SummerSlam, maybe tomorrow. So yeah, without further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get into the original plans, the behind the scenes of WrestleMania 7. So you can already look here, and you can already tell what the original matches for WrestleMania here are going to be. By the way, that's the logo. It's literally just going to be the WrestleMania logo with VII, which I thankfully stopped doing the Roman numerals. Did look good for WrestleMania 6. But we're just going to go through the matches that did end up happening, which I literally think it was like 3. The matches that ended up happening, which was always going to be the plan, was Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker for the SFM World Champion, me versus WWR, but the Golden Kingdom was never a thing at the time, so the match would have probably been way different, but it's here or there. And then, of course, Will Ospreay defending his SFM champion against Kenny Omega. Now, those are the 3 matches, and keep in mind, this card was like made in like, I want to say May or June of 2024, so pretty good like time right after WrestleMania 6. So yeah, I guess the first way we can start this is we could start off down on the bottom left with the night 1, which would have been the night 1 opener. Now looking at the first match here, I said this was made around in May or June, but it was probably safe to say it was made around maybe June or July, because that's when Joe Hendry started blowing up, and I already knew as soon as I heard about Joe Hendry, he was destined to be on WrestleMania. But as you know, this year he ended up going against Drew McIntyre, but it was actually going to be MJF, a returning MJF that would have returned at the Rumble and had a run-in with Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry probably would have been in the Rumble, but they probably would have gone into like a, let's just call it a heated altercation, and that would have led to this match, and MJF probably would have gotten the win here. Also could have been Joe Hendry, but at this time I didn't know exactly what the heck I was doing, but both men ended up finding themselves on the show. It just wasn't against each other, but maybe in the future they'll go against each other, who knows. Now this match is, you can see very well we got Cody Rhodes would have gone up against not Freddy Fazbear, but Nightmare Freddy. And first off, where do I even explain for why this match didn't happen? Freddy Fazbear got squad wiped at Bad Blood when Logan Paul defeated him, and the rivalry with him and Kane just never fell through. The figure broke, and that's why I didn't have him since. I never got a new one, so it was GG's for Freddy, or Nightmare Freddy. Nightmare Freddy didn't even make it, so it was GG's for Freddy, and he was practically out. And Cody Rhodes, well, Cody Rhodes had an interesting road to WrestleMania here. I tried finding so many different opponents for him, as you'll see here. As we know, he ended up facing MJF, but it was never going to be like that. Just note, Cody Rhodes, no matter what, would have been on WrestleMania. This was one of the plans, but obviously this plan never fell through, and, well, we never got to see Cody versus Nightmare Freddy again, though. Like I said, with Joe Hendry and MJF, maybe one day we'll see Nightmare Freddy versus Cody Rhodes in SFM. Alright, now remember when I said the Golden Kingdom was never going to be a faction in SFM? That probably would have led to this change, which never happened. The original plan was for Evolution to walk in as Trios champions to go against the White Six, being Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Uncle Howdy. And even if the Golden Kingdom never formed, I don't think I would have gone with this plan like how I did, but maybe I still would have gone with this plan here. I don't know. I guess the only reason it probably would have happened is because, Uncle Howdy could target someone like Randy Orton. Randy Orton had history with Bray. Uncle Howdy could have probably brought the Trios champions back for like Bray Wyatt. That probably could have been like the story there, but it never fell through. I don't think we're ever going to get this match, considering Evolution SFM is pretty done. We only got Randy Orton left, and White 6 in SFM. It got squad wide. We have not heard of him, so yeah, that's probably it for this match. Now this match. This match would have been for the United States Champion, where Swerve Strickland, walking in as champion after defeating Logan Paul, would have gone against Carnage, a former US champion. This match would have been something on the lines of, can Swerve Strickland defeat the former champion, Carnage, to prove that he's the better United States champion? He would have ended up defeating Carnage and going on a longer reign with the champion, but as you know, in real life, I didn't find any match room for Swerve or Jay, so I put them together, unified the champions. I think that was possibly for the best decision out of them, maybe. It didn't get Carnage on the card of WrestleMania, although for that, Swerve Strickland would have been on the card either way. This was before I had him debut in SFM, so I think I handled him pretty good. This match could happen in real life. It would just be a matter of when it would happen. Now this match here, I don't really need to explain it, do I? It's Roman Reigns versus Breakker. We already know the story here. It was always going to happen. It was always going to main event night one. Roman Reigns was actually a planned winner for the Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, he never won the Rumble. He won the Hexagon, which got him here either way. I think that was definitely the right call, having him win the Hexagon. But yeah, either way, this match was just always destined to happen. Destined for greatness. Now this match for night 2 section would have opened it. This would have been the original tag team champion match. The Bloodline would have held the champions, would have beaten A-Town Take Flight at day 1. So it would have been, say, Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga against the Young Bucks. Here, at this year's WrestleMania, from the beginning, I was kind of planning like for this year's WrestleMania to be like the beginning of the Bullet Club's reign of terror. Like almost every member was going to claim the champion here. The Young Bucks were going to win this match. Kenny Omega would have won the main event. This match never fell through. I mean, I'm not really sure if I made the best decision or not. I'm pretty sure WWR knows for a fact. He's probably saying right now that I probably did not make a good decision here. Probably would have taken this over the Paul brothers, but yeah, the Paul brothers probably would have been inserted into this match either way, so no matter what, we probably would have gone a triple tag team match at WrestleMania. Now this match, there's a reason this was one of the plans, and the reason is because for the longest time I could not figure out who my women's Royal Rumble winner was going to be. I ended up going with Bianca Belair, but yeah, this match would have been for the champion. I don't know if Jade Cargill would have retained. This was before the champion became the Women's Extreme Champion here. Jade Cargill probably would have retained, knowing now what I'm going to do with Jade. But yeah, if you haven't seen Clash in Paris, Becky Lynch returned against Jade, and I think it's safe to say they might have a match. I have to check with them, but this didn't happen at WrestleMania, but it now looks like we're going to get this match. Maybe sooner than later, we're going to get Jade versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Champion, potentially. And it might be probably a good match for the Women's Division here. Now this match here. This match would have been for the SFM Crown Champion. Jey Uso walking in as champion would have gone against Logan Paul, who I think I can confidently say Logan Paul would have won the champion here. And probably would have still been champion up until SummerSlam after what happened. So probably would have been where Jey Uso was. But match never fell through. Jay went on to do something better. Logan went on to do something better. Both men won at WrestleMania this year either way, so I think I handled it perfectly here. Jey Uso had the longest SFM Crown Champion reign of all time. Logan Paul and Jake Paul got to be tag team champions, so I think everyone was pretty happy at the end of the day, except for WWR, of course. And now I don't need to explain these matches here. Me and WWR were always destined to have a match. Kenny and Will was always destined to have a match. Kenny versus Will was gonna be a Bullet Club rules match, but it was too similar in my opinion to Bloodline rules, so I never did it. Me versus Ethan was never gonna be a Bad Blood match. It was just gonna be a regular match, but of course he challenged me to a Bad Blood match, so I accepted, and those are those two matches. So now we got this next section of the match card, and as you can tell, we literally have no matches that change except the one on the top left, so we're just gonna get to that one. Here we would have had for the United States Championship a fatal 4-way, and here Logan Paul probably would have gone defeated against Carnage, and then Carnage would have held it till Mania, where it would have been him versus Ethan Page versus Guevara versus Ricochet. And here, if this match happened, Ethan Page would have gone to win. It would have been similar to NXT Heatwave, where Ethan Page fell into the championship win, probably on someone like Sammy Guevara or Ricochet here. and then probably would have ducked Carnage until like maybe they could have had a rematch at SummerSlam. But things would have been way different here for the United States champion. But Ethan Page, no matter what, coming in SFM, his path was always going to lead him to being a mid-card champion, whether it's the United States champion or the SFM crown champion. But yeah, this was a match that never happened. I don't think this Fatal 4-Way will ever happen, if I'm being honest, but who knows? And now we got the final one here. Obviously, I made more matches announced, but I never wrote them down, so this is what we got left. We got 2 matches that changed. Carnage versus Swerve went back to being that match. Everything else stayed the same, but we do got 2 new matches, so we're going to get to them right now. So this card was made after Cena announced his retirement tour, so Cena was automatically going to be on WrestleMania. It was just finding which spot, and he was going to go against Cody Rhodes in a Crown Jewel rematch, you could call it, but thank God I didn't do this match at Mania because, well, maybe people would have called me out for copying WWE, but thank God I didn't go with it, even though it probably would have been way better than whatever the heck we got in real life. But yeah, this was the time where Cody Rhodes was still trying to find his place. Cena, I didn't really know what I was going to do with him. Of course, he ended up fighting CM Punk. That was kind of difficult, finding who Cena's final opponent at Mania was going to be. It had to be someone big, but I think I handled these men pretty well. Cena probably would have gone the win here anyways. He probably would have been a heel walking into it, if I'm being honest. And then we got the final match here. It was going to be a triple threat for the SFM Crown Champion. We had Jey Uso against Drew McIntyre against Jay White. And Jay White, I don't think I was going to have him win. It was between Jay and Drew. Maybe Jay would have retained knowing what I knew now. But maybe something would have been different. Maybe Drew McIntyre would have finally won a champion in SFM. He would have had a proper long reign here. Not really much else to say about this match. It never happened. I don't think this triple threat's ever gonna happen. We could get a match in the future between, well, I mean, Drew and Jay already happened. Jay and Jay White maybe, and Drew and Jay could happen, but I don't think the triple threat is ever gonna happen in SFM, and if it does, then it's definitely gonna be because of God's grace or something like that. Well, that's pretty much it for the behind the scenes of WrestleMania. I'd probably say this wasn't as crazy, but we did have some matches that you could argue would have been way better to have on here, but everything came together. We ended up having a pretty successful WrestleMania, probably one of my favorite WrestleManias I ever made. Of course, that's until WrestleMania next year, which I'm doing in Boston, which might be my new favorite just because of what I got planned. I'm telling you this right now, I already got so many different matches planned and had to be changed. So yeah, that video, when it eventually comes, is going to be fun. But thank you all so much for watching. I don't know when the next legitimate SFM episode is going to come out. Maybe around this weekend or something. We're building up to our next pay-per-view, Armageddon. But yeah, might drop another video tomorrow. Maybe the behind the scenes of SummerSlam's match card. We don't know. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here. Uploads are going to be a little slower now because I have to deal with a little bit of school here and there, but I'll definitely find time to do some recording, and if not, then maybe I might just do a little bit of video of these. So this is a pretty fun one to do. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, show me by liking, well, maybe just liking, but also subscribing if you want. And I will see you all in the next video.